blinking. Well, this should be working.
Yeah.
So, is this not working? Working now. All right.
Awesome.
This is showing that it's picking up. So,
Yeah, as long as it's picking up.
what up? What up? All right, guys. So, I kind of want to preface this a little bit with Tanya's just off camera. You can see her hand. Wave, Tanya. That's
Hello.
Tanya. Ooh, it looks so green.
I know.
Y'all need to get on that. There's a little. They're focusing the camera. So I want to preface the green figure. This show, if you guys have questions, please feel free. For the most part, you guys that are kind of like crypto gurus, self-proclaimed, of course, like me, it may not be for you, right? And so this show is going to be geared a lot for the newbie. And so because of that, if like you're bored of it, you won't hurt me or anything like that. We are going to chop up a lot of things we go over. So if there's things I miss, I do appreciate, I'm of the mindset that multiple sets of eyes and brains is better. So your contribution is definitely appreciated. But with that said, most of what I'm going to go over is going to be for the noob. Yeah, and if you don't learn something new, then maybe you just reinforces next time you're talking about something that you can be like, no, I'm right on this. Which for me, I love that because as much as I like to think that I'm intelligent about certain things, sometimes I'm wrong. Sometimes I look like an idiot, and I'm not afraid to do it. But some people are. I don't mind looking like an idiot. So, but anyway, we're going to be going over some basic topics. If you want to, can you cue up one of the slides, Miss Tanya? So she has. That's kind of a nice looking view. I like that. That works. Yeah. Built it in Canva, right? Yeah. I see. Okay, cool. Alrighty. So Tanya threw a couple things together right in Canva. We're going to be talking about wallets, hot versus cold, pros and cons. And then I want to go into the purpose of crypto. Because what a lot of people first off, there's going to be a ton of people coming in once we put this button out. I'm telling you, get ready. It is going to be a tsunami. But they don't know a lot about crypto. What they know is they trust our team, which is great. We work really hard to earn trust, but I don't want people. I didn't put out Faithcoin. That's not our coin. I want them to know. I want them to know enough that they can have peace of mind. And so I owe it to them to make sure that even if they're a layperson, that we have a way for them to at least get up to a certain level. So this is the first step in that. A lot of them are catching our streams, but the stream isn't as focused as it could be. So I'm going to start off. I'm going to talk about the purpose of crypto, what it serves in our society. And this is not talking about Anubit coin in particular. It's more of an industry thing. So, crypto has struggled it's had a bit of an identity crisis because the truth is crypto actually does a lot of things. And it does a lot of things better than anything else that's on the market. And I think that's with not the birth of, well, if I had to analyze, the first cryptocurrency is Bitcoin. So if we're going back in time, a free Canva lesson. Yeah. Yeah. I'll tell you what, you want to learn. She could teach Flutter Flow and Adobe XD and she has a lot to teach.
Canva's just easy.
Canva. Yeah, it's simple, right?
Yeah.
But okay, so the first cryptocurrency out there is Bitcoin. It came out. It's I call it like caveman coin because it's a little primitive. but it did some cool things. It showed that you could store wealth in something using one of the most basic concepts of economics, which is when you talk about supply and demand. Right? I think that's the most fundamental thing you probably learn like day one in econ is like, okay, supply demand, here's the curve, here's how, it controls the price, where they cross and all that kind of good stuff. So of course, as demand for it grew and supply was limited of Bitcoins, you can only create so many. Once it hit a point, the price went pretty nuts. There are because it's caveman coin, new things have come in. It's not the only game in town, and a lot of the mechanics beyond conquering supply and demand and having a very limited supply that's very finite. It doesn't do a lot else. It is able to be transferred digitally. It is it has all the inherent benefits that all the other coins have as far as like transaction, and since it's the oldest, it probably has the most pairs. And we'll go into pairs later, but the most other coins are probably tied directly to it, therefore kind of marrying their destinies. And because you have so many pathways to Bitcoin from other like swapping into it or out of it, it enhances its utility. So, but then we evolved. Like the next iteration of coins was Ethereum. Now while Bitcoin presented itself, its purpose was really a store of wealth. Ethereum said, hey, well, we can do transactions faster, and we've got all these smart contracts. So without going too deep into smart contracts, Ethereum is a coin just like Bitcoin, but it has built-in little engines like that do if then state. Hey, if this happens, automatically do this, and then if this happens, it's like triggers, then do this. And so it really kind of opened up the field to do a lot of what our coin does, actually, where it has these smart contracts in Anubit coin that automatically do holders rewards and donate automatically to charity. It freed it up so a person doesn't have to do those activities. It becomes kind of self-managing. And so that the Ethereum, as far as I know, is the first that did that. And there's a bunch of forks off of. A fork's just saying clones, copies, people that mimicked it, copied the code, and started on a new. That's just, they call it a fork.
So the purpose of crypto would be a store of wealth? Well,
a store of wealth is the primary thing. And then I would say the second thing that really is to exchange that wealth in a way that is secure and traceable and trackable so of course a lot of people don't even know what crypto, like, why do we call it cryptocurrency? Why crypto? Is it because it's a crypt? Is it no, it's using cryptography. It uses a form of encryption basically to secure the transaction. And so so store of wealth, and then as a kind of form of currency, really, is the second main purpose. And it has strengths compared to other things. But one of the big things I found, I was taking some Excedrin, had a headache. And for those that are like, well, because a lot of people get held up on the fact that there's no physical thing you can touch, right? There's no, it's a coin. It's imaginary. It's just out there in the ether and the internet. And so I was taking some Excedrin, and I started thinking, I was like, after I put this in my mouth, it's basically gone. Is it worth anything to me? And its value is not tied to even though it's a product, the value is really not tied in the physical. The value is tied to the purpose that it serves. And so crypto is kind of like Tylenol. You don't really get Tylenol because you want to keep these little capsules. It's what it does for you. It's a vehicle to do something. So in crypto, obviously, it can be used as store of wealth, and it's just a tool, right, to store your wealth or exchange wealth with as like almost a currency. And in the same way that taking to Excedrin, it serves a purpose to get rid of my headache. So and then once I take it, it's gone. I can't touch it, but I'll tell you what, I can feel the effect, and it's wonderful. So I think that those that are new looking at crypto, and you have to do this leap of faith. When you take the Tylenol, there's no guarantee that it gets rid of the headache. But I will tell you that I have much more confidence in our token and our coin performing the smart contract features we built into it. I have 100% faith, and I trust it more than I do when I take 2 Excedrin, then I'll actually accomplish getting rid of my headache. So it's way more consistent and bankable. It works time and time again. I trust the coding. I trust our project. With that said, it's a bit of a minefield out there. There's other projects that I wouldn't touch with a 10-foot pole. And how does a layperson get to choose which is which? That's where you have to do due diligence. So it starts with the fundamentals. What is a crypto currency? What's the purpose of it? And it's able to do things better than dollars. Like with dollars, I was talking to one of our devs about our upcoming ecosystem we're building. It looks a little out of focus, don't you think?
Your camera?
Yeah, doesn't it?
A little bit.
Yeah, Tanya's going to give it a little tweak. For those of you that are watching now, she's going to bear with us. She's going to twist a knob. I don't know if that made it any better.
That made it way worse. Woo!
Yeah, thank you. All right, we're going to go with it. That's clean. Good. So I was talking to one of our devs, and we're talking about, of course, talking about crypto. That's why we talk all day long. and our ecosystem as a whole is going to basically change the way that the use case of crypto. You've seen little bits of pieces of that where Chipotle announces that they're going to start accepting Bitcoin as payment. You've seen from Tesla where people were buying cars with Bitcoin and Doge and I don't know if he was accepting Shiba Inu or whatever, but you're seeing this trend that you're going to see more and more often where people are taking out loans against crypto to buy houses, or they're directly buying their, literally transmitting their crypto to a dealership and walking away with a car. So you're going to see that emerge, and our ecosystem focuses heavily in that direction. Our coin is built to go that way. So that's really a form of currency replacement, but combining the best parts of that with a store of wealth. Because while our coin is volatile, where you get little ups and downs, you're going to see our coin going generally up, right? With our system is designed to curb to diminish how far down it can go. So it's kind of like got a floor that we're gonna, like an elevator. You keep raising the floor on it. You can jump up in the elevator, but really we control raising it to the next floor. And so you're going to see both where they gain wealth. There is going to be a gain of wealth, not only storing it, but gaining it, and a form of exchanging that wealth very seamlessly with other parties in the same way that you do with your dollars. The difference, of course, is that by holding the coin in a pool, you actually make rewards through our holders reward program. You automatically, with every transaction that happens anywhere on the network, you get rewarded with a sliver of that, which adds up fast. So I wanted to as far as other use cases for crypto, other purposes, if you guys have any suggestions in there, I think everything ties back to those two right now. It's not a security, right, where you don't own a piece of the company necessarily. A lot of companies that have their crypto, you can buy their stock and you can buy their crypto. So the crypto is not a stock or anything like that. And a lot of people want to regulate it like a commodity. And the truth is, it's something new. It's not gold or silver or any of those like typical commodities, and it's not a security like a stock. It's its new beast, which is why they're having a really hard time regulating it with existing infrastructure, because it's its own thing. So I want to go into the number one way you store your cryptocurrency, and that is in a wallet. So there's generally two types. I should have put a third category on here, and of hot wallets.
We could do that. Is it a subsection?
It's subsection under hot wallets.
Okay.
There's kind of put it under hot wallets. Put personal, and then put or third party, like an exchange or a lender.
So third party.
Yeah. So there's personal or there's third party. So your personal hot wallet of a hot wallet would be more like your MetaMask. You want to put personal somewhere? I don't know if you.
It's under hot wallet.
Okay, just hot wallets. Okay, so your personal hot wallet would be like your Trust Wallet or your MetaMask. Those are think of those as like the wallet in your pocket. Those you can pull out cash. No one can really take your cash. It's fairly secure. It's handy. You can bring it with you. You can walk around with it, and you can pull it out when you need it. It's a great thing. So you want to make sure that you stick with only those that are kind of like really trusted. And I think that's why they probably chose Trust Wallet.
Yeah.
We like both of them. There's another type of hot wallet, and we classified there as third party. Those are like your exchanges will almost always have their own wallet, right? So lenders. Now, if you've seen the news recently, you've seen a lot of the negative stuff. I wouldn't put secure. I'd put like reasonably secure.
Reasonably secure?
They're really secure.
Are there any other benefits?
Yeah. The big benefit is ease of use. They're pretty easy to set up. They're versatile. So reasonably secure. They're easy to set up. They're versatile. They integrate easily. They're accessible. They can be on phones or laptops or desktops. So a lot of pros with them. And we use a combination of both hot wallets and cold wallets here at our office. So
third party would be
third party. So let's talk about third party. You got your Coinbase wallet. We don't have to list Coinbase. Let's list exchanges and lenders.
Okay.
So, and like I was saying, if you've been watching the news, the number one people that have had some issues are exchanges and lenders. They're basically they come with. They if you're doing day trading, you have to load your currency through these platforms. If you're doing things where you're on the exchanges and you're buying and selling rapidly and you're doing a lot of that, if you're doing holding where you're just like, hey, I'm gonna hold it and I'm gonna write it out for months or years and see where it goes. Use a hot wallet or a cold wallet. Do not leave your money in these exchanges. They're all over the news for a reason, because if they ever go low in liquidity, meaning people cash out through them and there's more people pulling out and withdrawals, they can hit the pause button and they can pause withdrawals and transfers, and they can even declare bankruptcy and go into liquidity or liquidation. And in the event of that, almost always in their terms of use for using their wallet is everything that's inside of their wallets is theirs, not yours, and they can liquidate all your stuff. They'll use your crypto to pay off their debts. So that's something that it's a risk. So I'm not saying so. I think you switched. I'm not saying you should never use those services.
Sorry, mouse.
You're all good. I'm not saying you should never use those services. That they can be very handy. There's convenience or there's advantage to using them. So for convenience, hey, I want to buy from there or do things like that. Great. Just don't leave your coin in with them for any long duration because it is at risk. The same thing about staking. There's something called staking in crypto where you can basically, hey, I'm going to surrender you my coin and you hold on to it and do whatever you want with it. You're going to send me a voucher, and as I stake it with you, I'm going to receive more back after that term is done. So that's staking, and the longer you stake, the bigger your reward. But the risk is anytime to receive a reward, you check your coin in with them. It's if they go belly up or something runs amok, you're out. And so by having it in MetaMask or Trust Wallet or what I'll talk about, Cold Wallet, you're much more secure by any of those third-party exchanges, lenders, anytime you check in your crypto out of your MetaMask or Trust Wallet, you're basically creating, or any type of hot wallet like that, you're putting it at risk. So that's just that. There's no other way to say it. And in the news, if you go to the news, whether it's Voyager or Vault or BlockFi or any of these ones that have gone either paused or gone belly up completely, that's what's going on. So there was another one, Celsius paused. So it's lit up with that category of third party, and people are going to be, if they're not already, they're going to find out that they're not getting their crypto back, and they're going to be pissed. So, all right, let's talk about the other one, the Cold Wallet. Cold Wallet it's a neat little tool. There's a bunch of brands out there. You can type cold wallets in Amazon. You can buy some cold wallets. And it's a way of, it's kind of like putting your coin under your mattress. It's far less accessible. Like you go to the grocery store, if your coin's under your mattress, it makes it harder to pay. But there's some ways that you can connect, like you can connect your cold wallet to your MetaMask, and it's kind of like you can pull it in and access it in a limited. But there's extra steps. It basically it takes your coin offline. And you have to plug in the device to pull the coin in online. And there's a little bit of risk there. You lose your device, almost like a thumb drive, right? Picture like that. You lose your stuff. It makes it more challenging to retrieve. There's some like Trezor and whatnot that have conquered that. So you can, as long as you remember your keys. With all of these, there's usually seed phrases. There's passwords. And I'll tell you right now, as far as we can tell, there's a million different ways to handle your seed phrases and passwords. And some of these are like the keys to the car, where if someone steals your keys, they can just plug it in and drive away with it. There's not a lot of good ways out there to handle that stuff. Writing it down on paper, don't keep it in your wallet, the one in your back pocket or your purse. Don't keep it in there. Put it in a safe. A lot of your seed phrases are best left in your safe and only pulled out when you need them. There's wallets that you can, that survive burning, so that if you have, you can log it with little metal things and check it in. But these seed phrases are the ultimate key to your car. If someone gets your seed phrase, they can
save seed phrases.
Yeah, everything but a cold wallet. You'd have to have a cold wallet plugged in plus a seed phrase so cold wallet's the most secure. But for the most part, yeah, definitely. Cold wallet is the most secure. It's also the least convenient. So it doesn't make it as easy for you to use it for daily, any daily activity. You have to enter in extra security steps and plug things in manually. And anyway, so you'll see a lot about different hot wallets, cold wallets, and it depends on the person, right? First off, third party, as a general rule, Unless you're actively using that third party on a daily basis, and only keep in what you have to. Everything else, put it either to a trusted hot wallet or a cold wallet, respectively. Don't. Just today, I had a friend of a friend come in. Hey, you guys are the crypto guys. I need your help. And he's using crypto.com, an exchange, and he had, a ton of money in crypto.com, and he's like, it's just been sitting there. I'm like, I don't know if crypto.com is going anywhere. Just like last week, I wouldn't have known if Vald is going to pause, or Voyager, or any of these guys, Celsius. When these things pause and they stop all withdrawals, they aren't exactly giving you a heads up, because they don't want to start a panic. Everyone will, they're having liquidity issues already. They aren't going to tip you off to make it even worse, right? So I helped them transfer some out, and they don't make it easy. It's a 24-hour pause before you can even transfer out, because we got to whitelist the address first. And you want to start those good habits like right away between which wallets you use. Generally speaking, though, for most people, load up a MetaMask and a Trust wallet. Keep your seed phrase secure. Write it down on a piece of paper or put it on something that doesn't burn. Etch it into a piece of wood. I don't care, but store it securely and in a safe or something like that. And just remember your password. Don't give, just like you wouldn't give someone the key to your social security box or your bank account. You got to protect these things. These crypto wallets are it's like a roving bank account, basically. It goes with you. So, all right. So that's pretty much what I wanted to cover today. We'll keep it. If you guys have any questions, now's the time. If you think there's something I should have covered that I didn't, now's the time. I appreciate you guys messaging on with any suggestions, things related to these two topics. What is crypto? I'm not going into the technology yet. I will. What is a blockchain? What is a liquidity pool? What it is an automated market maker, and all those type of tools that are nerdy things. What is HODL? Hold on for dear life. We'll go into that stuff later. Once you guys get kind of comfortable with these basics, we'll move on to the next step. So tomorrow we're going to have a brand new set of topics, and hopefully we can take this and once this is on our site and cut up, if someone has some questions, you guys say, you know what, go check out that site. They've got a great video on this, where to start, basically. So thank you guys. Thank you. Thanks, me too. Thanks guys for joining, and we'll see you tomorrow.